Get in, buttheads. We're going back to 1985 to talk about Back to the Future.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast coming at you from the Play and Trade Studios. I'm Mayor Dave Badeaux, the city brainer, and with me, as always, is my brother.
This is heavy.
Weight has nothing to do with it.
Gabriel Johnson.
Dave, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. This is going to be a good episode.
Ready to rock?
Let's go.
Hey, I'll tell you what. It ain't as bad as the Ghostbusters outfit, but this guy's dressed up again, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Huber.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, that thing's coming off in about 10 seconds because it is the crinkliest, loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you know what my favorite thing about you is? He loves to cosplay in layers. So you always have the outer outfit, and then just in case you don't know,
T-shirt as well.
T-shirt as well.
Might get hot. It's the same thing with the Ghostbusters.
Yes, it was.
You had the Ghostbusters jumpsuit on, and underneath, Ghostbusters T-shirt.
That was my
Just
favorite.
in case you didn't know.
My favorite part was that the Ghostbusters was just peeking out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like a little tuft of chest hair. All right, folks. This is the Be Kind Rewind. 1985, part two.
Or do.
The double do. And this is all about Back to the Future.
We're sending you back to the future.
Jesse, I'm just going to give you an opportunity to start talking right away, just to give us an overview of whatever you want to try and get you going. Just get it all out before we get started. Jesse, go.
Obviously, this is top. You say it's always that tie between
Yep.
or that.
It's Ghostbusters is what you're thinking of.
Yep.
It's between this and Ghostbusters as to which one you dress up as more, which one you participate in more.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's close.
Which one does your wife make love to you as more?
Yeah, you got to think about it.
The upward glance.
Actually thinking.
The memory recall.
He's doing tallies.
Which one gets used more, the flux capacitor or the neutron wand?
Oh.
But this is your favorite movie, either A or B. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw both of them pretty early. I mean, I was probably 4 or 5 years old when I first started watching those movies.
I hate to do it to you, but that jacket's got to come off.
It's fine.
It's got to come off. I'm gonna keep this in the recording, but that jacket's got to come off. There we go. I like that better. Okay, now here we are, folks. I'm sorry.
And still Back to the Future.
Wait a minute.
See, that's why you prepare like this.
You never know what.
You never know what annoying. It's not as bad as the members only jacket.
I actually would say it was worse. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that thing was really crinkly.
It was right up on the microphone.
It sounded like someone was like licking.
I don't need any more mic related.
Okay, so 1985. Obviously, we're 3 years old. Came out in the summer of 1985, so not even 3 years old. What was the first time you remember watching this movie then?
My aunt was the manager at Movie City.
Oh, nice.
So we always got
a video rental place.
We always got tapes and demo tapes and stuff, and that was one.
That was such a cool job in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was, I walked in there like just pimp.
Yeah. My aunt owns it. My aunt owns this place. Really, she just worked there.
Yeah. That was still the coolest thing in the world.
Well, absolutely. I think it's interesting because I don't remember the first time I saw this movie. It's just always been around. This is This is one of those, because like we said it, like E.T. was like forced on us. This is the first movie that I remember that was just always around that everyone just loved.
Yeah.
I think universally everyone loves this movie.
Just fucking cool.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. And it's not one that was like parents thought, I would like my kids to like this. This is a good movie. I'd like my kids to like this. It was just everyone who watches it enjoys it. And still to this day, did you watch it with your kids?
Oh, kids love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever finished 3 with the kids. We kind of,
Do you lose interest or do they lose interest?
it's all up to them.
Okay.
I mean, I always lose interest in 3. I just don't like it.
I like it, but yeah, it was definitely the
The third best Back to the Future.
Well, but time frame wise, when that one came out, we're what, 12?
yeah,
Probably.
we were a little older because I saw 2 and 3 in the theater.
Yep. And they came back. It was summers back to back, wasn't it?
Yeah,
2
they
summers
filmed them
in a row.
back to back, and then they
Yep.
came out. I thought they came out within 6 months of each other.
Okay. Maybe that.
I know it was really close.
So then we weren't even that old. We were probably still 11.
Yeah, when they filmed them, they knew they were doing.
Yeah.
yeah, because it
They
was
have the to be continued at the end.
89, 90, and yeah, they back to back filmed 2 and 3.
I don't know. Not to get. I mean, we're talking about the first Back to the Future, but not to get too
Yeah,
far
I
into
was
it.
gonna say,
I love like the ZZ Top part.
Yeah, the spinning the guitar, that was great.
Come on, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with a flying train. But yeah, it's a little weird. It's weird that it becomes a period piece. If you were to just consume Back to the Future, and then not consume Back to the Future 2, and then consume Back to the Future 3, I think you would be like, "What the fuck happened? How did we get here?" But they take you on a pretty good journey.
Yeah, you went back in time.
Oh,
That's how you got there.
oh, thank you. How did we get there?
Yeah, you got a time machine.
A time machine.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most interesting things about the stuff that I heard in going back and watching this. When they did test audiences for this, they had no idea that it was a time machine. So that first scene where they put the dog in the car and then the dog disappears. If you don't know that this is a time machine movie, because it doesn't really say that at any point.
What's Back to the Future?
Yes, but when they did test audiences, they didn't know that. They just sat them down, said, "What do you think about this?
Here's a movie."
What do you think about this movie?" And then a dog disappears into flames.
And they're so excited about it.
Yes. And there's the line where he says, "You just disintegrated the dog."
Yeah, Marty was
Yeah.
shocked, like the audiences probably were.
Yeah, audiences reacted that way. Granted, this movie's been around forever, so I don't remember how I felt the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But knowing that the theme is time machine, you don't really have that type of reaction. But I can understand that. If you had no idea what's going on, when the dog disappears, and it's a full minute, because this movie does a really good job of that, where it like has things that are actually timed out.
Yeah.
He's gone for 1 minute. For 1 whole minute, this audience is like, I don't know if we're going to stick around for this one. This disappearing dog movie.
And that was so perfect how they did it within that minute and the dialogue, and then it just, all of a sudden his watch beeps and he just stops. He's like, "Oh, look out."
And when he stops the watch, 121. 121 gigawatts.
Oh my God. Great Scott.
Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything.
It is crazy if you were to just consume this movie in a vacuum without any of the extra stuff, which is completely impossible at this point. It is interesting that the way they go about crafting the story is so well done visually, but also done in a way that keeps you kind of guessing along the way.
Yeah.
Everything's in the shots as you start. That first scene with all the clocks.
Oh,
He calls and says, "Oh, it worked." They do such a good job of dripping you along, and you really don't know what's happening, other than you sat down to watch a movie called Back to the Future. Yeah. But Jesse, let's go. Give me your hot take on Back to the Future.
Hot take. Well, it all started out with the producer.
Yes.
Had an idea. He was looking through his parents' yearbook,
Yes.
and he wondered, I wonder what it would be like if I got to meet my parents in high school.
Yes.
Would I be friends with my parents?
Yeah.
Because I think he said something. His dad was like the president of the yearbook
And he
club
would have
or
never
something.
guessed. And he was all this stuff. And it's like, whoa, I never
like
knew
the-
that about my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy that's the president of the yearbook club in my time.
Yes.
I don't care for him.
Yes.
I don't think he said that, but
that's pretty much.
He's not a friend.
yeah, I'm not friends with that guy. But my dad does the same thing. Would I be friends with my dad?
Yes, which is an interesting concept, and it quickly turned into.
Would my mom be friends with me?
Would I? My mom?
So let's get that part out right away. So you're absolutely correct. The director, Robert Zemeckis, the writer, and also kind of his writing partner, writer-producer, Bob Gale. That whole concept comes from going back and seeing a yearbook, right? But let's get the part out of the way that now permeates a lot of discussions about this movie.
That he disrupted his parents' initial meeting.
Yes.
And now your mom is in love with you.
Is in love with you, which is a really weird premise for a movie. But also, I found it very interesting to find out that this is 1982-ish when they initially are trying to get this movie made.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, that's not raunchy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the raunchy comedies.
We want more raunch.
Yeah. Think Porky's.
Yeah, does she grab his junk?
We need more scenes where a penis comes through a hole.
She's got it.
But very interesting, though, Disney.
Yeah, they bring it to Disney, and Disney's like, "Whoa,
What are we doing?
This
Whoa.
incest. We got to put incest on. What the hell are you talking about?"
So growing up, I never had that type of reaction to it. I think as a kid when you watch it, you're like, "Oh, gross. His mom keeps trying to hit on him," right? As an adult now, you look back and you go, well, that's a little weird that you had that as your premise of your movie. So now there's like this different viewing of it, and I think people constantly bring that up. Growing up and watching this movie, that never like occurred to me as anything other than like weird.
Yeah,
I just assumed his mom was kind of a slut.
Classically.
Well, yeah, like totally wanted to bang Biff. Like, just
wow.
pretended, oh no, please stop.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's deep. I never.
Oh, it's like that Christmas song everybody complains about.
No,
Baby, it's cold outside.
People complained about that song for 2 years. It was every single person complained about that song.
No, Biff,
for 2
seriously,
years.
I must go.
And then everybody realized it's a friggin' song. Who cares?
Get your meat hooks off me or don't.
get your meat hook in me.
Okay, boys, let's dial it all down. But I do want to just get that out of the way because growing up as a kid, I never even looked at that sideways at all. I thought it's weird. Like I don't mom kissing on me.
No, but the best part was when she finally did kiss Marty.
Yes,
and then instantly was just like, this ain't right. There's something about this that just is not right.
It's a very well written movie.
It is.
They do a very good job of cause and effect, set up and payoff.
Well,
Set up and
that's
payoff.
the writing and the character development is the best part of this. The story, I mean, they stick to it. They don't focus on the whole time traveling thing as I mean, there's good special effects and this and that and action, but story and character development were.
And they establish how cool Marty McFly is right out the gate in the movie. So it's not long into the movie where his mom falls in love with him, but you as the viewer are like, what? Why wouldn't you? This dude's awesome.
Yeah, plays guitar, rides a skateboard, always late for school. And he's just too darn loud.
It's been 4 days in a row. He's been late for school. And the guy that even wrote the music is telling him,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
too loud.
Huey Lewis tells him he's too loud.
You are too loud.
Hold it, fellas. I'm afraid you're just too darn loud. Next, please.
Very cool that he learned how to at least pretend to play the guitar. I had read that he was in bands from the time he was like 14, so he could play.
Yeah.
But was not very good, he admitted himself.
Probably better than he is now. Oh, no. No, that's so...
He's a much better drummer these days.
Shake my damn head. I mean,
Shake your head.
Yeah.
You gotta shake your head. God damn it.
I love Michael J. Fox.
That's the difference between us and most other podcasts. Yeah, I would assume that, there are some styles that he's probably really good at now. But at the time, he was probably better.
Yeah, he plays a mean bongo.
Maracas.
There you go. Yeah. He's the fucking, what's the church of the
tambourine.
The tambourine, yeah.
Oh, Michael J. You gotta be careful because I shake really bad and I'm headed down that road. When I'm there, you guys had better not hand me.
Oh, you're in the band.
If you
You are a guaranteed spot in the band.
If you guys start handing me tambourines, but he does a pretty good job. They taught him how to mimic what he's doing and does a very good job. Mm-hmm. Lewis said he was pretty impressed by it. The guy that's standing next to him on the stage at the beginning when they're doing the band tryouts, that's the guy that that's his coach.
That was his guitar coach. That's right.
Yeah. So they do a pretty good job of just like, all right, we're gonna make it look. Let's go through like what it actually is gonna look like,
right.
Which is really refreshing.
Super fucking important.
Yes.
For anybody that has ever looked at a guitar.
Yes. So refreshing.
It's so annoying watching people fake play guitar on things. So it's just like you're not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, there's that guy online now that goes through and plays what the person's actually playing
on the drums.
Yeah.
The drummer guy.
I've seen the guitar too.
Oh, I've not seen the guitar one. I've seen the drum guy.
Yeah.
It says drums are never animated correctly.
Oh, okay.
And he goes and he'll actually like play.
Yeah.
He'll play what it's supposed to look like, and then he'll play what they actually played.
Yeah.
And when he plays what they actually played, it's always hilarious.
Yeah. That's Michael J. Fox for you. Very cool, though. I do like that you are correct. They set him up to be cool, but they set him up to be cool in a way where he has a lot of doubts in himself as well. Like, why isn't he going to get to be the big guy on stage? Why isn't he going to get to take his gal,
He blames his parents.
Blames his
All
parents.
kids.
Like every kid does, yep. And then, well, these are problems that will be solved by the end of the film.
He's pretty insecure overall.
It's 1985, right? And he doesn't got a car.
Doesn't have a Tacoma.
Nope. He's skitching behind trucks on his skateboard.
Yep.
Which I would also like to say is just awesome.
Yes.
Cool as hell.
So awesome.
Couldn't be cooler.
I'm going to agree. Could not be cooler. I love that he just somehow manages to just skitch between different ones. Like he'll start off behind a police car. Badass.
That was the best when he came home.
Damn the man.
Yep.
And then the next scene, he's behind a different bus or a truck or whatever it is. This guy's awesome. Who is this guy?
Right. And the principal tells him that no McFly will ever amount to anything in this town.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He did, and not only that,
That's dark.
not only
That's what mean.
Principal of the school helping raise the kids to be productive members of society. You'll never amount to anything.
Yeah,
Your father was a slacker too.
Well, and not only that, the funniest thing about that is his father was just like
He's
a
just
nerd.
a clumsy dork.
Yeah.
He's just a nerd. He's a wildly intelligent because he's doing everybody else's homework.
Yeah.
Pushover nerd. And the principal is like, that nerd.
Still, it's like
Even his offspring, I will belittle.
Why even bother, McFly? You don't have a chance. You're too much like your own man. No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
Turns out his mom was kind of
A slut.
a little bit aloof, I was going to say, because she's not a good student. We find out in the deleted scenes. I was going to say, though, about when he's telling him he's never going to mount anything, he just kind of boops him with his nose a little bit.
him a little bit.
Just his nose touches Marty's nose. And I want to say, it's a hell of an acting job. If another man boops your nose with his nose while telling you suck and you just stay in character, good on you, Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
least he didn't call him a chicken.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. It doesn't happen in the first one at all. Does it? Does it happen in the first one? I don't think
that's the whole reason at the end of the movie, or is that the second one?
I think it's only in the second one.
Until the second?
I just watched the movie last night. I don't think that's in the first movie. I think it's
you're
just
right.
in the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the driving
Second,
force of the second movie.
Third, well, it was even in the third one.
Well, the third one ends with him finally being able to be called the chicken. The arc of the second and the third
He
movie.
finally tells Flea, I don't care that you called me chicken.
I can...
I accept it.
Listen, I'm a man who can accept being called chicken. What an arc. What an arc.
Yeah, well, history is going to change.
Did you guys go back and consume any of the deleted scenes or anything?
Yeah, there were some interesting deleted scenes.
I really enjoyed some of the behind the scenes stuff that I pulled up. Jesse let me borrow the Blu-ray set with the flux capacitor that doesn't light up anymore. The batteries are dead. Used to light up. In this Blu-ray set, you've got the animated series, which I think we've got to give this a go on an episode.
Probably, yeah.
It's worth it.
Couldn't find a date on here, but I think it's probably
91, 92 is when that ran.
Okay. A nice little art book, but then also the Blu-rays with the behind-the-scenes stuff and a bunch of the making of type things, which I was really surprised. There was a lot of it, and maybe more so because once the first one's a hit, then they came back in 2 and 3, and they really pushed a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that there was quite a bit of the behind the scenes stuff. And they basically just tell the same stories over and over and over again. Yeah. But they're good stories. I know if you're a person that has consumed anything outside of the movie from Back to the Future, you probably know most of the good bits that have come from it. But there's some interesting stuff. Like you said, the question of would I be friends with my dad makes this movie, the starting process of this. But to me, the cooler thing of it is always the story of like, how do you get there? How do you get to that final finished product that is a smash hit? And the writer and director, you've got Bob Gale, you've got Robert Zemeckis, have done nothing but fail up until this point.
Yeah. They didn't have any big...
Well, they worked with Spielberg.
Yeah, Zemeckis was on one.
Two previous times?
Yeah. What was that?
They worked with...
I Want to Hold Your Hand, I think was one of them. I don't remember the other. But I think, I think I heard that it was 2. They had done 2 films with Steven Spielberg that didn't hardly do anything. And they went to Spielberg after getting turned down from a bunch of people. And he kind of wanted to do it, but they didn't really want to, because if they did a 3rd movie with Steven Spielberg that didn't go anywhere, then they would just be
pretty much never go.
These are just the guys that can only get movies made because they're friends with Steven Spielberg.
Yep. And that to me is what's really cool. This idea that, and because again, like from this podcast perspective, I'm more interested in how do we get to this point and where does it go after that? And you're absolutely correct. So he had directed 2 movies prior to that. But they also, together, him and Bob Gale wrote 1941.
That's right.
Well, Romancing the Stone was a hit.
So Romancing the Stone comes after this, though. Look at the year of Romancing the Stone.
This is 1984.
1984. They're trying to get this movie made in 1982.
Oh,
yeah.
And in 1982, they've done nothing. And not only that, but they've actually wrote the movie from Steven Spielberg that it was his first actual gigantic flop. So you're absolutely correct. In Hollywood, the only person interested in this was Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else will touch it. Disney says, ew, gross. Everyone else says,
not gross enough.
Not gross enough. We need way more gross. So for 3 years, he doesn't get an opportunity. Maybe it was 1981, I guess. For 3 years, he doesn't get an opportunity.
It was like 44 times they were turned down.
It was literally everyone in Hollywood. And they have one guy that wants to make the movie. He gets an opportunity to direct Romancing the Stone. That becomes a hit.
And then everybody's like, okay.
Oh, this guy's a star.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants to make Back to the Future. And to their credit, they turned and said, we're going to go with the guy that believed in us from the beginning.
Right.
Now, that guy just happens to be Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, we're going to go with Joe Bum over here. Only Joe Bum that wanted us. No, it's the best director of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really cool story. The idea that here's this script and a movie that I honestly will say, I think this might be one of the top 2 best movies of all time in terms of just movies you can sit and consume. And I would venture to guess it would be hard to find someone that doesn't like this.
I've never heard someone go, I hate that movie.
Now, you might be Kevin Yeagerish, who really likes the 70s type of stuff, and this isn't really your, you jam.
Yeah, this is a movie. This isn't cinema.
This is absolutely a movie, and it is 100% what movies are after this, right? It's kind of a Star Wars-y type of thing where we're getting to this with your Indiana Joneses and that sort of thing where you just sit down and just watch a movie. Right. 80s are king for that. This is probably the peak of that in that I don't care who you are. I'm it's hard pressed to find someone that doesn't enjoy Back to the Future. And that's an interesting thing to go from nobody will make this. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Michael Douglas had you make a movie? And that's really good. Oh, we would also like to make your guy doesn't want to sleep with his mom movie. Guy doesn't want to sleep with his mom in the future. Guy doesn't want to sleep with his mom in the past.
I just don't know if I can go through with it. Hitting on her.
Nobody said anything about hitting her. You're just going to take a few liberties with her.
Interestingly enough,
yes,
it wasn't supposed to be a car that was used as a time machine.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a static object that didn't move.
Yes.
A refrigerator.
I was going to say that as a joke.
I was going to guess telephone booth.
But guess what?
Yes.
Not only is it not practical,
it's dangerous.
They didn't want kids. Hey, I'm going to go in my fridge and travel through time.
You will travel through time to the end.
To the end of your time.
All the way to the end. You've made it. Ding. Oh, it's 1985. Found Johnny.
Ta-da.
It's been here for 30 years.
Yeah.
I do think that's super interesting.
It's a good change.
Yes.
This movie is full of good changes. The other one was, and this was all the way up to almost shooting of the film, the ending of the film, gigantic switch that becomes probably the most iconic ending sequence of any 80s film.
Oh yeah.
The clock tower.
The tension, the whole build, everything about that was just like.
So that was
amazing.
Supposed to be an atomic bomb test.
Jeez, what?
They were going to take it to an atomic test site.
Well, you need 1.21 gigawatts.
And how do you get that?
In Nevada.
The plutonium.
Plutonium from an atomic bomb explosion.
They were going to try to time it with a nuclear test out in the desert.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
So I hear that and I go, that sounds stupid. That's a great change. And I will agree. That change, and that is one of the cool things. It's kind of one of the reasons why movies are getting crappier as we go. Limitations cause you to have better results.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
You sitting down for a second and going, okay, they're not going to let us do that because it's going to cost $1 million in 1985 money. So we got to come up with a different ending that we can do right here on this backlot set. That's the whole reason it happens.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's what they say. Necessity is the mother of invention.
And it always tends to give you a more successful product when you're forced to come up with
something practical.
Something, because the other thing you don't want to do is just limp. You know, we've had a good movie, but okay, we'll just limp the end. So you have to come up with a solid approach to it. Mm-hmm. How would this happen? How would it work? It then allows you to put that thread through the whole movie, which is so important.
How do they come up with the plan? How do they, all that?
Yeah. So this got all the way to storyboarding. So it's prior to casting of anyone. So it's not a John Candy situation where in Ghostbusters, you see John Candy on the animatic. But there is an entire storyboard sequence. It is on this Blu-ray, and they actually they play it out as an animatic.
It was totally like you said. It was a storyboard drawn completely out. This whole sequence.
I actually kind of liked it.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, it's a nuclear explosion,
right?
I thought it would suck. But you think about that idea, not that, a bolt of lightning going into the thing is okay, but at the same time, like it's by the world of the movie, it's pretty awesome. You're like, oh, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Thinking about a nuclear explosion is like, what do you just drive into the nuclear explosion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do. And it's awesome. It's kind of awesome. They put a little satellite dish on the top to catch the plutonium.
What the fuck?
And as long as you get it up to 88, it starts doing its thing. And then you get hit by the blast. You're gone before the blast actually gets you.
Oh.
It kind of makes sense. And I guess what they did in the movie prior to that kind of like they do with the flyer, the quick solution of how we're going to be, there's a clock tower. Look, it's the lightning. Marty there was like a documentary playing in class or something like that, and it's talking about the nuclear explosion. And I had never thought about this. At that time, they would announce when these things were going to happen. So it was like a rocket being shot off, right? People knew when the next nuclear test was going to happen. So you could time it to that.
Okay.
Which is that
you couldn't get within the perimeter though.
Well, that was
if you're going 88 miles an hour.
So that's the part I really liked. Marty hides with the mannequins. Doc's up there with his walkie-talkie, and Marty starts to go. Immediately, the guys running the test say, it's a commie saboteur. So they drop the bomb ahead of time. So they're going to drop the bomb ahead of time. And so that gives you the tension of like, is he going to make it?
Yeah.
That's what sold me. As soon as they did that, I was like, all right. Because otherwise you're just like, he just drives really fast into the nuclear explosion. Give that little bit of tension. Does he, doesn't he? Of course he does. Booyah, booyah.
And the stakes are significantly higher if you fail.
That's kind of what I was thinking. If you don't,
there is no sequel.
Yeah.
And if the lightning doesn't hit you right, your mom probably sleeps with you, and then that's the end of it anyways. So in
then
this
you could
case,
be your own grandpa like Fry.
Yeah.
To me, I would say I'd rather just be blown up by the nuclear explosion than risk the risk of then having to live next to my mom for the next 30 years. But I thought it was pretty cool. I think that's a pretty interesting setup, a pretty interesting payoff.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't know how they would solve is because he was downtown when the lightning hit, he ends up back downtown in 1985.
Yes.
If he goes to the nuclear test site, is he just going to be in the middle of the desert?
In a crater?
Nope.
Yeah.
He'd just be in the middle of the desert.
Air falling.
Even better. The nuclear test site has become a tourist attraction, which I thought to myself, I don't think you want to go
to the radiation.
They literally had a plaque on the ground, and the people are like taking photos of it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be at literal ground zero.
Yeah.
This right there, that's ground -1. I don't want to be there. But yeah, that was going to be the end of the film. As he comes, they're like, oh, you've seen too many movies, and then he comes zapping in. They also had a bit where everyone's hair stood up on end whenever the electricity from the time travel went. So that's how you knew he was coming back.
Yeah.
Look out!
Pretty cool, though. I actually think stuff like that is interesting to me because you write that, and I found it interesting, actually, now that I've actually seen it as opposed to just hear that, because it sounds really stupid. But now that I've seen a representation of what that would be, not bad. But this is a movie.
Yes.
We have to make this. Not only that, they basically told them, you're using the back lot, so tough. And that's what makes this movie, to me, the most enjoyable, is that everything that is really of significance takes place right in that core.
Yeah.
And you get to see that transformation of those same buildings.
In the Gremlins downtown, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Scott, thoughts?
I wasn't prepared for this. We've already talked about pretty much everything I know about the movie. No, the movie's great. Absolutely, like you said, easily top 5, maybe top 2 of just put it on. If it's on, you're watching it.
Yeah.
Dare you say a timeless movie?
Yeah.
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 Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Which is very interesting because not a lot of things that date it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a time travel movie, so it becomes a timepiece from both.
Right. You don't spend a ton of time in 85.
It doesn't become dated until the second movie.
Well, because then you go to the future, right?
We're 11 years past the future.
You just pretend that the numbers that go on the screen are not really the numbers that go on the screen.
Thought exercise. If they did it today, you'd go back to 1996.
Unacceptable.
Would kids today be friends with their parents in 1996?
Oh my gosh.
Probably, actually, because now, Maverick thinks the 90s are the coolest thing that ever happened in the world.
Oh my God, my dad wore Jinkos and listened to Korn.
But it is kind of interesting because I think
Why is my dad wearing a hemp necklace?
Well,
You played hacky sack? No.
our parents were from the late 70s, right? And I think
I think we would have been friends with our
we
dads.
would have been friends with our dads. Our dads,
Our dads are friends.
I'd be less friends with my dad now than when my dad was in high school. My dad was in high school. It was like we were kind of the same dude. You grew into be a wildly different dude,
Yeah.
but in high school,
Oh, long hair.
riding around,
Selling the same thing he does to this day.
Yes. He's a pharmacist, so he sells drugs now. Back then, he drove around on his little motorcycle with he told me he had his marijuana under the seat of his thing. Now, this was 1977 marijuana, which is basically ditchweed. But yeah.
It's like just a little stronger than tobacco.
Yeah. My dad, I would have thought my dad was a pretty cool freaking guy. But it is interesting to think that thought process of they go back to 1955 because that's 30 years. That's how this would work, the time frame. He's 17 or 18 or whatever he is.
You know how cool our dad was? He was like the best basketball player on the team.
Yep.
Quit basketball because they told him he had to cut his hair.
Yep.
Oh,
And
it's
he
like
said,
Randall Pink Floyd.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Years later, his son Dave BttF was not the best basketball player, and I got told no player will wear an earring and be on the Warrior basketball team. So I quit as well. My earring lasted 2 weeks after that, probably about as long as my basketball career would have lasted as well.
Yeah.
But very interesting, right? Because when you think about it, you go 1955, totally different world than 1985. But that's just because of the time frame from this. That's not really the case now. We've talked about this from now to 30 years. A lot has changed now, but if you go forward, like even 15 years, let's say, or maybe not, I guess, because we'll get AI and stuff. But you look at the last
18 years, nothing's happened.
Since
the iPhone?
Since the iPhone. Everything since the iPhone. Everything is literally the same thing. Just slightly changed.
Right.
So
Everything just gets a little faster.
yeah. So the 60s to the 80s, would be weird. But the 50s to the 80s is like wild.
It's a huge jump in technology.
Yeah, you went through the communist revolution.
I do enjoy this movie probably more than I should. I really do. I think
I don't know that that's not possible. You should love this movie
more
as much as you want.
As much as I want?
Yep, to the extreme. Rock the mic like a vandal.
God, dang it. God, we are this. We're literally the same individual. I was trying not to do that. I was like, Dave, that's not funny.
Don't worry, I got you. You want something not funny? I'm your guy.
It wouldn't have been funny because I would have got the words wrong.
Marty, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you're stuck here.
I love how both characters shake out. The story of getting Marty McFly or getting Michael J. Fox to be Marty McFly, really cool. I don't want to dwell too much on Eric Stoltz. Stoltz.
Because I don't know his name, so let's not talk about him too.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
A little too methody.
Yeah.
He just didn't fit, I guess.
He didn't have the comedic chops.
Yes.
That's what it was.
The comedic timing was just off.
He was a little more serious than they wanted
Somber,
for
I think
Marty.
they said.
Yeah. Well, and they had said they wanted Michael J. Fox. They were told, no, you cannot have Michael J. Fox, which is a big thing in this time frame.
Yeah.
Spielberg wants Magnum P.I. Studio says, no, Magnum P.I. is making Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
Here, you want Michael J. Fox. He's in the middle of Family Ties.
Family Ties was his
and Teen Wolf.
He had done Teen Wolf, but that wasn't the reason for this was he is literally shooting Family Ties every single day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would get done with Family Ties, go shoot Back to the Future, go home and just pass out and wake up in like 5 hours and go shoot Family Ties again.
Yeah.
I had heard one of them say we had a station wagon with a bed in the back. And we'd just go pick him up. And I was like, okay, that sounds like you're just kind of maybe leading us on a little bit. Well, sure. There was footage of him getting into a station wagon and waving. He's on the set. And he's like, all right, see you guys later. I got to go to my other job now.
That's two wildly different characters, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it is interesting, too, because we went back and watched Family Ties. And Family Ties is a product of its time, right? You are not getting a barrel of laughs out of Family Ties.
Except when Michael J. Fox gets punched by Tom Hanks.
Thrown across the living room.
Leave me alone!
Oh,
It's too much. It's too much. But at the time, huge show. So big that the guy says, no, you don't get Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
He says, you're going to use this. It was between two guys.
yeah. Well, they did. I did a lot of people.
Yep. And it came down to two guys. It was Eric Stoltz and C. Thomas Howell.
Those were the
Pony
two,
Boy
Pony
himself.
Those were the two main. I mean, Johnny Depp, John Cusack, Ben Stiller.
Yep.
There is like
Kevin Bacon?
Robert Downey Jr. was another one.
That could have been a good one.
I think Johnny Depp could have killed it.
Nah, wasn't Johnny Depp in his young age though? Because
Yeah.
what is it? What year is Elm Street? 83?
Yeah,
I think
that
so.
was earlier.
Yep. That's not earlier to this though, because he would have filmed in
It
84,
would have been
so it would have been like 2 years.
Same time frame. John Cryer.
Okay.
Is another one. Billy Zane, who did end up getting a role in the film.
Oh, Billy Zane. Billy Zane can only be a bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't like Billy Zane as anything but a menacing bad guy. But it was between C. Thomas Howell and Eric Stoltz, and the same guy that says you can't have, or maybe it's not the same guy, but it's between Eric or C. It's between C.
Wow. Keep it in.
What was this? Now I
Keep
have
it
to.
in now.
Now I have to keep it in. Look, pull back the curtain, folks. That happens from time to time, and this time it happened. It's between C. Thomas Howell and Eric Stoltz. The studio says, go shoot it with Eric, and if it doesn't work, we'll let you recast.
What?
They
What?
actually did.
Seriously?
Yep. And
Hey, I know
no-
you really want this thing to happen,
Yep.
but if you try this and it doesn't work, then I guess you can do it.
And
Well,
that
then you
added,
just
like-
make it not work.
But
Did they increase the budget? Like, hey, if you blow $10
It
million,
cost an extra $4 million to have them.
it would
Once they're like, oh, or like they made it way far through
5
filming.
or 6 weeks.
Yep.
5 or
That's
6 weeks of
crazy.
filming, which is unbelievable. You think of how much you film in a day,
Yeah.
every single day. 5 or 6 weeks is an extensive amount of reshooting.
Yeah, some people shoot movies in 6 weeks.
yeah.
Jesse's done multiple.
So it's crazy to me that you would even dangle that out, right? I
Yeah.
felt the same way.
Yeah.
That's just saying like, well, come on back in a couple weeks and we'll
Right.
start over.
Right.
Wait until the Family Ties season is
Yep.
over.
Well, and that to me is so wild because everything you hear now, Robert Zemeckis and all of them, they play a good game now because they really go like, he's a great actor. It just wasn't the right fit, right? Oh, something has to get you to a point where you're like, we're not doing this because you have to go back to that guy and go, we're calling your bluff.
Yeah.
We're calling your bluff. We're starting over in 6 weeks.
Yeah, keep your paychecks, but go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's rough. And it happens to a lot of actors, right? Actors get removed from movies quite a bit and it sucks. What a blast your ego.
Can you imagine?
And you've been setting
And
this
then it turns
character
out
up.
to be like one of the biggest
Well, that's the
movies of
worst.
all time.
That's the worst. Like,
What's worse, being Lithgow or Stoltz?
I think
What did
Stoltz. Lithgow was supposed to be Hades in Hercules.
They shot
Yeah.
the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole
wow.
recorded everything. And they were like, nope,
Change their mind.
not the guy.
No, it would have to be Stoltz because this movie is so much bigger than Hercules.
Well, I would say the opposite. I'd be like, oh, your little Hercules movie. How'd
Funny
that go
thing.
for you? By the way, I was in Shrek.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
So John Lithgow was actually in the running for Doc Brown too.
No, that's not surprising either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have done a pretty good job.
But Christopher Lloyd is perfect.
Oh,
yes.
Absolutely perfect.
100% perfect. And interesting to find out that they didn't know what he was going to do most of the time.
Yeah.
So they would do staging or whatever to get the lighting and everything. And they decided they had to start letting the camera roll because it was the only way to get him to do what he was actually eventually going to do.
Huh.
So he would just kind of go through the motions and blah, blah, blah. And then action, and he just goes off the wall.
Huh.
So they're like, okay, well, we're going to roll the camera. So then he would actually give you a half-ass
Sure.
what he's going to do so you get an idea of how to frame it or whatever. Because he's wild in this.
Yeah, I bet he would have been so much fun to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's wild. And it really is, I can't remember what the conductor's name was, but he is basing this off of a conductor. So a lot of the hand gestures and things, he's
Crazy.
He's being like over dramatic to everything. and reacting to he does a great job. Both of them do. Marty McFly is 100% just reacting the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's all he does is just react the whole movie.
And by the third, Doc Brown does become a conductor.
Interesting.
Sweet.
Sweet
Jesus. That might be the end of the movie. That's the end of the podcast. Shut her down, folks. Shut her down.
That was good.
It was really good. Yeah.
But yeah, if you go back and watch the film, he just is reacting and overreacting, but not in like a Jim Carrey type of way.
Yeah.
Like he's in his own world the whole time.
Yeah.
And just constantly having these little reactions to everything that he then blows it into hand gestures and whatnot. But
When the car falls off the thing and starts the fire, his face, he goes, that face he makes, that plays in my head multiple times a week when anytime anything goes remotely wrong.
yeah.
With the
He does an amazing job. And actually the cast is really good. Pretty much everybody that's in this movie does an excellent job.
Oh yeah,
with their roles. I do find it's a little jarring.
Until Crispin Glover held that woman hostage as a sex slave and didn't pay her anything.
Well, you know,
Crispin Glover does a good job. He does a good job within the film. You know, it's a weirdo.
It was 30 years later when he had that sex slave.
Yeah. Well.
don't forget he almost kicked David Letterman in the face too.
I would have taken that.
Do you guys find the age makeup jarring in this?
a little bit.
I do, going back and watching it in like high res.
Yep.
Because it is so obvious.
Leah Thompson is very chalky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that she's like, took 4 hours. And I was like, for that?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, just paint some wrinkles onto that point.
Yeah. Yeah. The jowls,
Yeah.
they really put too much stuff on her face.
Mm-hmm.
You just give her a couple wrinkles, make her look really sleepy.
But she was supposed to just be totally have given up and doesn't care and life sucks.
But she doesn't really look.
She's a complete.
And like she's only, it's 30 years later.
Yeah.
She's mid to late 40s.
And drinking just a little bit of vodka with dinner.
A little bit, like all the vodka.
I think it's interesting.
Whatever was left after lunch.
I love how he makes a comment about how she's so thin, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but like I didn't think she looked large. Didn't like put her in a gigantic fat suit.
Right.
Like just gave her a little bit of pudge on her face, which is more distracting than anything. But I think that is a little distracting now. The ability that they did with Doc Brown looks great. Like I don't think
they did something.
Yeah, he looks slightly older and slightly younger. Like you don't have to do much.
But that's Christopher Lloyd. Like he went about 40 years looking like Christopher Lloyd.
Yes,
right.
Yes, but at the same time, it's not jarring. You don't look at him at the beginning of the film and go, "Oh, well, calm down the makeup a little bit." You know, with a lot of the other people, you could. The other one too is Skinner. They just kind of put a little extra on his neck.
Yeah, yep,
And you can kind of see it. It just looks like he took a little rubber cement and kind of squished it together a little bit. You know, but it's not jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
The actor who played Strickland just passed away.
Did he?
James
Yeah.
Tolkien?
In the last month or
Yep.
two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does a good job. This and
great.
next month when we do Top Gun also does a great job. Got to give you a shot.
What? Is it hot?
It's cold, damn cold. Einstein, you little devil!
Do you know that Mark Mothersbaugh was considered for Doc Brown?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like peak Devo.
Yeah. He wouldn't have been
Would've been
very
a little-
old.
Would have been a little too weird.
Well, there was a lot
beep,
like
boop, 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 boop.
Robin Williams, John Cleese, Gene Hackman,
John Cleese
Mothersbaugh.
would have been great.
Yeah.
He would have worked.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman would have turned it into like an evil time travel movie.
Or like Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum would have been way too young too.
Would have been too young, but Jeff. Well, everyone else in this cast is so young,
Oh yeah.
right?
Do you know
But-
Christopher Lloyd was our age?
Yeah, I know. It's really. I was looking at that. They did bleach his hair, so
Yeah.
his hair is more curly and a little darker.
Okay.
But I was thinking the same thing. It was like,
oh my gosh.
yeah, what do we do? Is this going to happen? Which one of us goes white?
Well,
it's going to happen.
He had been bald for 10 years. He just got bald really young.
Yeah, but the white.
Why'd you look at me?
Oh, so Scott's going to be the white?
No, it's just going to go away.
No, my grandpa Ketchy had dark brown hair.
Your grandpa Ketchy?
Ketchy?
Ketchy.
Is that like the last name or is that a nickname?
That's his last name.
Okay.
Ketchy?
Ketchy.
It's better than a nickname. If that was your nickname, I'd have a lot of questions.
They changed it way back when.
How
because
many did you
was
catch?
Yeah.
Actually, Ketchum. It was a very Polish name to start with, Ketchumazinski.
I would have kept that.
And
yeah.
You got to keep the ski if you're
at some point, the family just changed it to Ketchy.
I'm sorry. I think Ketchumazinski is a worse nickname. It's like, is that Ketchy or is that Ketchumazinski over there? Look at that guy catching all the things.
It sounds like a punch-out boxer who likes ketchup too much.
No. He catches your punches. He just keeps catching your punches.
You probably remember my grandpa, and he was an eccentric teacher from town. Don't you remember all the parades, St. Patty's and 4th, that crazy funny car thing that was in the parades with the flags on it and all the horns and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
That was my grandpa.
You all remember.
Yeah. All you out there in listening.
Yeah.
You guys remember my
Everybody
grandpa?
not within...
You guys remember the thing that these guys that live here don't even remember?
Yeah.
Hey, folks. Remember the thing, the time, and the guy? Remember my grandpa used to give me Werther's?
That was his grandpa.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That was the guy.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe you don't remember Grandpa Ketchky. All right.
Anyways.
I think we've gone too far without mentioning that Jesse owns a DeLorean.
Oh, God.
How did we get to the point where we have not talked about the car?
Mm-hmm.
You own...
There's a lot to talk about in this movie.
You own the DeLorean. Not the DeLorean. There were only 3 of them. And one of them they cut up to little bits so they could get the different shots.
Yeah, they did use 3 in that first movie.
But you have an actual DeLorean. 86, I believe?
83.
Oh, was it 83?
Yep, last year they made them.
Oh, so 83 was the last year. Okay, I was going to say you have the last year. So 82, 83?
81, 82, 83.
81, 82, 83. Okay. I was wrong about all that.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
These were dates. I said all of them. You said some that were correct. But the DeLorean is pretty freaking sweet. I've been in the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sweet. In terms of a time machine, you got it right.
Yes.
You got it right.
Absolutely. 100%.
Oh, totally. Because, I mean, yeah, they picked that because obviously it looks futuristic. And then when they went back to the 50s, they're like, oh, well, it's going to look like a spaceship to anybody else.
Yeah. This literally looks like a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ford really tried to pressure them into using a Mustang.
I was going to say it was going to be a Mustang, right?
And they straight up told them, I think it was Bob Gale who said Doc Brown doesn't drive an effing Mustang.
Mustang. And then the crew got shirts.
Yeah, they actually did get shirts that said that.
The 85 Mustang is a fine little vehicle. I feel like those tiny little boxy sports cars, but
I like the
it's
Fox
not a
body.
time machine.
It's not a time machine.
It's a car. That's a car.
It's just a car.
Right.
And you would have in the 50s said that's a car.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
The DeLorean shows up, and that's a spaceship.
Yes.
And it's also very cool that then it's a cool canvas for adding pieces and things to as well. It's very angular. It's very sharp. Mm-hmm. And then you can add all these doodads, and they stick out on the silhouette of it very cleanly.
Not to mention what the stainless steel does for the flux dispersion.
That is my favorite part of this movie. That line is exactly why I love this movie. He's about to get into gobbledygook nonsense that you don't need.
Mm-hmm. And then, look out!
And they just cut it off.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the stainless steel goes a bit.
He was about to go full Dan Aykroyd.
Yes, he's about to Dan Aykroyd, and they just go. It does none of that matters.
Yeah.
Car go by.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
Movie.
Yes. Flashy car go by. But that's what's interesting about this, because even from a special effects scenario, they had ILM come up with all this concepts of like, what would traveling through time be? And their big thing was, he is traveling through time. He's not traveling through space. So where he starts is where he stops, and it should be instantaneous.
Yeah, the dashboard, boom.
Yep.
1955, go.
Boom. That's time. We are just traveling through time. We're not going through space. We're going through time.
I like that.
Yeah. So I can't end up in New York. I only end up where I started, and it should be instantaneous. And it works really well because you get a lot of that juxtaposition as well in all the films where now you're going to end up on the train tracks at the end, or in the beginning, you end up in the barn.
Yeah.
It's just a really interesting concept, and it gets rid of a lot of the stuff that gets latched on to science fiction movies.
Yeah.
Right? No offense to Dan Aykroyd. We don't need to know.
Yes.
It's a movie. Don't explain it to me.
Yeah, we don't need to know why it ends up in the same place, even though the Earth and the entire solar system has moved 4 billion miles in the 30 years.
I mean, there are nerds who want to know this stuff, but
I never even considered that. Like, Earth is way the hell over there.
No, that's not how
the universe is expanding.
That's not how time works, folks. Time, we're here, and then we're here. We're still here. But I love that. And that line in the movie it sticks out to me every time I watch it, but I love it because he's about to tell you things you don't need to know.
And Marty would just go, what?
Yeah. Gibberish
Yep.
to everyone.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of it in here, but not much.
Right.
There's very little gibberish.
Yeah, no. I don't even think he explains how the flux. He's just like, oh, I hit my head and I made this.
Yeah.
And that's it. He doesn't go into, but this does this. And
I had the thought that this would happen, and so therefore DeLorean.
This might be one of the first movies where the bad guys weren't Russians, but were Middle Eastern terrorists.
Oh, were they
Yes,
Libyans?
Libyans.
He steals the plutonium, right? But he doesn't really steal it from them, does he? Because it goes missing from the nuclear site.
So he knew, and there's some way behind the scenes stuff in these books you can read on how there was a rich, Libyan prince that Doc Brown met.
Okay.
And they were friends in college or something, or they worked in the same lab or something.
Gobbledygook.
Yep, yeah.
No, I'm interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
But from the movie standpoint, basically he promised this group to build them a bomb.
Yes.
And then he just steals the plutonium.
Yes.
So they gave him the plutonium
Yes,
to build them a bomb.
Okay.
He built a time machine.
So do they steal the plutonium? Because there is the newscast that says the plutonium went missing. The authorities have said it was not stolen. The missing plutonium was, they're basically doing a cover-up
It's
story.
probably
for
Reagan
it.
selling it to the Libyans.
So I think they must have stole it.
So
and
the
then
Libyans
he
must have
from
stole it,
them.
and then he just took it.
Because he was like, well, I need plutonium to build your
Yeah.
bomb. So they got it, and then he just stole it from them.
Wild stance, though. And here's where I'm going to go with this. Wild stance. You come in a VW bus. Just shooting.
Yeah. A bazooka.
The guy
that was the
At plutonium.
to the guy that has the plutonium. You don't know what the guy did with the plutonium. He wanted the plutonium for something.
Yeah.
And I know what I don't want to do is shoot that guy. Can we have our plutonium back, please? And then he goes, no. And then you go, then you shoot him or do whatever you got to do. But you don't just come squealing around the corner
Screeching.
in a bus. That's the best part.
This is something I noticed, right? Because he goes, oh my God, they found me. How did they find me? Big white truck, Dr. Emmett Brown Enterprises.
How could they possibly have found me?
I don't know how, but they found me.
At the mall. in
my
hometown. Which is very close to where his house is as well.
Yeah.
Because everything that is built around him is all the stuff that got built around
where
the mall.
I have lived for at least 30 years.
Yes. The Burger
The
King.
only car in the lot.
The Burger King.
The Brown Estate's been there since like the 40s, 50s.
Well, and that was the whole thing. The Burger King is not downtown. And you know it's not by Marty's house, right? Because Marty's house is out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
That part where he's by Burger King, that's like the remnants of the Brown mansion.
I love that. That's a really cool part of the movie. Just the garage survived. He owns the garage. There's a chain link fence to protect it.
So there's something about a fire that burnt down his estate, and he sold off his family's assets that he got after his judge father died and left it to him to fund and build this.
Lives in a garage next to where the mansion used to be.
Sells his whole
Sold
family
all-
fortune to pursue this time machine.
but the Libyans found him a block away in his van, conveniently labeled van. So I had a couple things real quick before we get out of here. One, this movie is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. But the deleted scenes, I was not expecting much out of deleted scenes because most of the time a movie like this, the deleted scenes are gone for a reason.
Yeah.
But there were some cool little snippets in there.
There were a couple that would have still added to it.
The one was peanut brittle.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
That would have just
They coulda
gone
kept
to
that.
add on how much of a pushover loser George McFly is.
And the part where the mom pours the peanut brittle out into the bowl has always bothered me.
And George
all
is
over.
snacking at it.
And then he starts eating
and
it.
Marty just looks at him like he's a
Because he's like, peanut
piece of
brittle?
shit
He's like,
for
"You
eating peanut brittle.
pushover."
That whole scene has always stuck out to me as like, what the
What's the point of
Like, even-
highlighting the peanut brittle?
last night we were watching and I was like, I'm gonna figure out the peanut brittle.
Yeah.
And I got to the end and I was like, there's nothing about the peanut brittle. I go on the deleted scenes. The first one is labeled peanut brittle. And I go, okay, we're going to figure out what happened with the peanut brittle.
What happened with the peanut brittle?
Marty is trying to tell his dad, why don't you just tell him no? Stop being a pushover.
Yeah,
tell
'cause
him
that
no.
was that was after the Biff thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The doorbell rings and he answers the door and it's a guy with his daughter. And he says, my daughter's selling peanut brittle. I put you down for a whole case. And then he pusses out. And the guy goes, see, honey, I told you it would just take us one house. Great bit. Great bit. Now, tighten it up a little bit, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, like, or cut that whole peanut brittle part out because it sticks out like a sore thumb in the actual movie.
Right, there's boxes of it on the countertop as he's eating it at the table.
And like, what's with the peanut brittle? You're clearly started a shot on peanut brittle.
Yeah.
And she is very much not caring about the peanut brittle. I don't even know if this or not. It's brittle. And she is showing no respect to this peanut brittle. She just dumps it out, splashes everywhere.
Yep.
And every time I've ever watched this movie, I was like, what the f is the deal with the peanut brittle? Turns out it was him being a pussy.
Okay.
Pretty cool. The second one, the whole Darth Vader scene,
Oh, yeah.
is much, much extended.
Yeah, there was a lot bigger cut of that.
Yeah. And I will agree to cutting that, but there was a couple of cool little snippets of it. He's got a hairdryer on his belt.
Oh, he pulled.
And you never really think about it, you know, like it's a hairdryer. There's a deleted scene that addresses how the hairdryer gets there. It is Doc Brown's suitcase.
Yep.
Has a hairdryer, some cotton underwear,
Yeah, because he's allergic.
and a Playboy.
Yeah, there was a.
And he goes,
wow.
future's looking better already.
Yeah, he opened. Yeah, 55 Doc Brown. I was like, whoa.
Future's looking better already.
So there's a suitcase
Yep.
that has 3 things in it.
That's what Doc Brown was going to bring with him: a hair dryer,
Hair dryer, toilet paper.
No.
cotton underwear.
Cotton underwear.
Or, sorry, yeah, not toilet paper.
Yep. And a Playboy.
Yep.
Preferably all 3 for one instance.
You're right. Yeah, they're all used for the same thing. I'm sure.
Now, that's the rule of 3. He probably had more items in there,
Yeah.
Scott, but you don't get into the gobbledygook. You go straight for the hits.
It's like the time I went to Walmart and I just needed to get toilet paper. And on my way to get the toilet paper, I passed the hot sauce aisle and noticed 4 hot sauces I hadn't tried. So I put the hot sauces in my basket, then went and got the toilet paper, and I walked up to the front of the Walmart, and all I had in my basket was 4 different kinds of hot sauce and a giant package of toilet paper. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to the self-checkout for this one.
You doing some time travel there, bud?
Yeah, these are clearly related.
Definitely predicting the future.
So the hairdryer he has, which you don't even really think of in the movie as it exists, because you just, whatever, we're so used to a hairdryer, but
Yeah.
they would have no idea what a hairdryer is.
Did they not have hair dryers in the 50s?
According to this movie, no.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
80s looking ones that were.
Because his joke is, do they not have towels in the future? So then he has the hairdryer, he points it at him, right? And he's using it as a heat gun.
Yeah.
It's a ray gun, and he's like, oh.
It'd be pretty.
If
be
you don't
pretty
know what
jarring.
it is, and all of a sudden it's getting kind of hot,
Yeah.
oh boy,
And Spaceman is telling you it's a ray gun.
Yeah.
You're gonna disagree with
I'm
that.
about to melt.
But that scene goes on for way too long, so they snip it.
Mhm.
But at the very end, he takes chloroform and he chloroforms his dad. And his dad ends up like all wonky, leaned up against the wall.
That makes sense though, because it's like, what, did George just go back to sleep after that? Or like,
all right, see you later.
Did he punch him out or something?
Good advice.
So that's
Marty has to just turn around and walk out.
That's what I was wondering too, because the movie just kind of cuts it, and you're like, movie magic, right? You just cut it. But he chloroforms his dad, and he comes back to the car and says to Doc Brown, "I hope I didn't use too much," right? Because he's knocked this guy out. The next scene is his dad running in, and Marty says, "You weren't at school today. I slept in, or I overslept." So stuff like that is interesting because you see that the same thing with that scene. You just don't even think anything of it, but you're like, "Well, that's weird."
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You after you were visited from Darth Vader, you just had the best nap of your life. You just nothing jarring here. I missed school because I was sleeping.
Well, you got to think about that too. Like, can you imagine like 1977? They're like, "Hey, there's this new movie out, a space movie. I like science fiction. Let's go watch it." And you're sitting there, and all of a sudden Darth Vader comes on, and you're like,
well, didn't he like write?
What?
That's the guy.
Well, he was a
Didn't
science fiction writer.
Yeah, and did he not?
That's his story
take
arc.
Darth Vader now as his character.
I would assume so because he does write the space.
Well, it just showed it was like,
Yeah.
but it just showed the guy in the radiation suit and then two kids.
Yeah,
that was on the book cover that he wrote.
So George Lucas stole Darth Vader from
Or just
McFly.
in universe, he would have had to find a different name.
Yeah, that's true. But that's not my favorite deleted scene. My favorite deleted scene. Doc Brown is working on getting the wires set up where the DeLorean's on the thing under the tarp. Police officer comes over. Doc Brown bribes him.
That's right. He bribes him.
It kind of shows it in the movie. I think he's opening his wallet.
Yeah, he's just like, "Here, let me see. It's in my permit's in here somewhere."
Yeah.
But
they
this
don't
actually showed a straight up
They
bribe.
show the bribe. I'm like, all right, well, that's where this deleted scene's going. It is not where the deleted scene's going. Marty comes over and says, "I don't think I can go through with it, Doc." He's not really happy about the idea of feeling up his mom.
Yeah.
And Marty says, "This is the sort of thing that could end really bad."
Oh, that could turn me gay.
God damn it, Jesse!
That's right.
Could turn me gay.
You pointed at me,
Jesse, man, dude, it could turn me gay. He goes, "I don't want to go back to the future." What if I go back to the future and I'm gay?
Well, what if I go back to the future and I end up being gay?
I'm going to shake my head at you for that one. That's you for that one.
He was
dude.
building that up.
Jesus Christ, I had the whole thing going.
You already had it built, and then you looked over at him slightly.
So yeah, that one was pretty funny to me because it's the one thing I think about with this film. There's not a lot of like really dated 80s stuff in it.
That would have sucked if they left that in.
It even going back and watching it, it doesn't feel like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You're watching it and I was like, this is AI.
It was jarring.
It doesn't feel like Back to the Future at all because Back to the Future is so not that at all.
Yeah, this isn't the raunchy comedy.
But this is 1985. That's not that raunchy for 1985.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't you be happy?
What
It's
if
a legitimate concern. It's the butterfly effect.
What if I feel up my mom and then I go back to the future and I'm gay?
And I hate boobs.
Yeah, and I never want to touch another boob again for the rest of my life.
Holy sh! I started laughing so hard. I was like, "Yep, that's the one I was looking for, folks." in the deleted scenes that I haven't seen in 30 years.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm looking for. I've never seen that anywhere.
No?
I'm sure it's out there, but yeah, just the idea that you're like, you know what? We're gonna leave that one on the cutting room floor.
Did they put the blooper in where Michael J. Fox is
he's
like a fucking
Mexican
like a cholo?
Yeah. Oh.
One of, if not the best 80s film, I would say in my eyes, it is the best 80s film.
Probably.
In terms of if you said like, what's the best movie to just have someone watch? Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched Jurassic Park the other day for Movies in the Park. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It was taking a bit though. We were losing some people along the way.
Really?
Because you forget that it takes a minute for that movie to build.
Yeah.
The first time you watch it, you're consumed by
Right.
all of the things that are happening. But that movie takes its time getting built.
I watched that with my
action.
9-year-old recently. Yeah, it's like the dinosaurs don't show up for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a solid.
It's got to be
I
a
mean,
good
a
half an hour.
solid 25 minutes
Yeah.
until you see the first dinosaur,
Yeah.
and then before any like real action happens, it's another
It's
20 minutes
it's
past that.
Half the movie.
Yeah.
The second half, and the second half moves very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was really surprised by that because before, actually, literally before, 5 days ago, I would have said Jurassic Park is like home run. I don't care who you are, you're gonna like it. Takes a minute. Great flick. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Back to the Future is it's hard to not like.
It's solid.
Yeah,
The pacing through the whole movie is perfect.
it really is. It really is. Perfect pacing, a quick jaunt there and back, and the setup and payoff is just fantastic in this film. All right, final thoughts.
Say, there's a reason it's one of my favorite movies of all time. My daughter's too.
Yeah,
It's her favorite.
She's just trying to make you proud.
yeah. We watched.
Just getting my DeLorean.
She just wants the DeLorean.
She's just looking for an inheritance.
No, that is, yeah, it's going to her.
My 2 kids, we just watched it again and they loved it. They loved it again.
Hell yeah.
It's just exciting. And I really enjoyed the stuff in the background. The clocks at the beginning, the paper
There's a lot
clippings.
of little subtleties and payoffs and stuff that, yeah.
It's just a cool premise of you've got that downtown area. You get to continually add things and subtract things from it and mess with, you take it and it's really pristine and then you just grime it up.
Yeah, grime it up for the 80s. And then, like, going back to the little subtleties, too. Like, it was the Twin Pines Mall.
Right.
And then
The lone
when he ran over
One of the
Peabody's
twin...
beloved 2 pine trees, it was now the Lone Pine Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so well done. I actually heard that they were saying they just took note cards and said, what are some cool things?
Yeah.
He invents rock and roll.
Invents rock and roll, invents skateboarding.
Yep.
Lets black people know they can run for political office.
Because Chuck Berry's cousin just happens to be at that concert.
But in order to do it, you put the card up that says he invents rock and roll, and then you have to establish that he can play rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay. He invents skateboarding. We have to establish that he skateboards. So you just do that, and then as you go, it's the interesting thing about this one is it's so linear, and then you get to 2, and it's now we're overlapping and coming back on ourselves, and there's just way more complexity to it, which is kind of why I like 2.
2 worked great.
Is the complexity of, all right, we're over here now, and then if we do this, then we do this, and then the payoff with this and this, and there's like these triple layers to the payoffs. But this is just very slick.
Yeah.
We're here to here. Here's the things that happen along the way. Here's the cause and effect. Thank God he didn't turn gay.
I would have loved Michael J. Fox just as much as you are.
I would. I mean, for his own health, he was very concerned about it.
Yeah, and imagine if people would have started calling him a gay chicken.
Now that's an 80s movie. You gay chicken. What if the plot of Back to the Future 2 was this: replace chicken with gay?
Homo.
What are you, gay? What
What are you, a
gay?
homo?
What are you, gay? And now that movie makes even more sense. All right, folks, a fantastic film. We could talk about this probably even longer, but we'll get an opportunity with Back to the Future 2. We'll probably just go right to the end and do the full trilogy, but fantastic film. So interesting that it almost didn't get made and then ends up being a huge hit. And just how funny it is that you can't get anyone to do this. The only one that wants to do it is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And then all it takes is one person going, you know what? Michael Douglas goes, yeah, direct my movie.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's a great director. We would love to do your film.
Right.
This film specifically that you really want to do. And then have it go back to, no, we're going to do it with Steven Spielberg. And then you, as an audience member, go, Steven Spielberg, this is a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
He does a good job. Final thoughts, Gabe.
I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yep. Agreed. Scott.
I think it's a pretty good movie.
No, Jesse, just say it and we can move on.
Like I said, it's timeless.
Oh, you even screwed that up. You're supposed to just go, it's a pretty good movie. They set you up for it. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it is a pretty good movie.
All right, folks, we will be back next week with a tier again. We're going to do a tier selection draft. We haven't selected what that'll be. Then we are back with the news and with a game. And then, of course, 1986. This is your opportunity to shoot us over your movies because we are going to do a fan pick movie. Actually, I take that back. We're going to do 2 movies, and then we're going to do 2 fan pick movies.
Okay.
So you got a couple weeks to get that over to us, but we should probably do that quicker rather than later so we know which films we're going to watch.
Well, Top Gun for sure.
Well,
that's 86.
I said, and this was me saying this is my goddamn podcast, I really want to watch Top Gun and I really want to watch Rad. Because those are 2 wildly different films that I think.
When Goebel wants to be on for Rad, I don't know if we do a separate if there's enough meat there to do a whole episode. Or
I mean, maybe we already talked about it with him. So I don't know what the length of that could be, you know? But goddamn do I want to do Rad. Because that's, to me, Rad and Thrashin' together.
I put on Thrashin'.
Did you?
In the store the other day.
yeah, that's right.
Oh God! Like you can't give me more giddiness about 80s than those 2 films. Thrashin' probably more for me because I was the kid that wanted to be a skateboarder when I was 9 years old. Grew out of it once I realized like that's really hard. And my ankles suck.
Yeah.
But man, Thrashin' is really fun too, and that's Josh Brolin. Well, so shoot movies over to us. We'll do a fan selection, 2 films, and we'll do our selection. But yeah, we're gonna have a hell of a good time with that. And with that, we're done.
The one thing that always bugged me
Yeah.
when he's going through town, going to hit the lightning,
Yep.
he has like less than a block
Well, it's a backlot
before it's a corner. And he's going 90 effing miles an hour.
in the rain.
Yeah.
and barely gets there. He almost crashed into
And
the
I don't know
building.
if you've driven a DeLorean,
Oh, I've watched the tires in that thing spin.
but you gotta, I mean, they break, but they don't break that good.
Well, he doesn't break at all. He just runs into the building.
He does.
Right.
Well, he starts to break because you do see it,
Okay.
the flames turn, and then, and the other side, he does crash in it, but he's still hitting that thing at least
Right.
70,
Yeah.
80 miles an hour.
Head on as fast as possible.
He would have been all the way through that theater.
And not only that, it's an adult theater.
It is in 1985.
Yeah,
So you're
Yep.
just
So the one from Gremlins?
You're just 1985 guy having yourself a good old time watching a little
the
bit of
blow
fun.
dryer
Rubens is
out.
sitting in there just
Pee Wee Herb.
Blow dryer out. And your cotton whiteys.
And all of a sudden, here comes a goddamn DeLorean. What a waste of a good wank.
What a bunch of crap!